Hello builders, and welcome to another time-lapse video. In this one, we are building the Lizard Lounge, which will house all the amphibians. Okay, maybe not. I think you can figure out what's going on here. So we'll be putting the Komodo Dragons in here, the two monitor lizards, the Nile Monitor, and the Asian Monitor Lizard. So first things first, we're going to build this little structure here, which will house the smaller exhibits for the little tiny lizards. And we'll also be able to have guests come in and look at the sleeping areas for the big lizards like the Komodos and monitor lizards. So to start off these three habitats, we come in here and build the center little round building, trying to keep it look like that little dilapidated look that we got going on for the swamp. Using driftwood and natural pieces as much as we can, and we're going to come in and add in a bit of moss and vines growing all over it later. Yeah, you might find this video is a little bit sped up more than my normally speed builds, but I wanted to get all three of these done in one video, and I didn't want to have it take a whole hour. So this is just about 3-4 days worth of work, all condensed down to about 25-30 minutes for you. With the main structure complete now, we come in and just start making a little sleeping area that will be the basis for the other sleeping areas. And we're going to just take it in and delete part of the wall and make it all fit. And with all the swamp build, I want everything to look more mossy, overgrown, and I guess overall just organic. Which is why I love these bark pieces lining up at the bottom of this whole area. You'll see later I will have to end up making this a little bit larger than I originally planned. So this was actually too small for the Komodo Dragons. I thought that for sure they would be able to fit in here, and they would also be able to crawl up on these rocks I had built. But apparently not, so I had to remove all this in the end. But it was at least a cool concept. But still, I guess Komodo Dragons were just too big. Now comes the complicated process of removing the walls and fitting this in. I will leave some of the footage in, but rest assured there was a lot of footage I cut out of me trying to get this to work perfectly, getting a square structure to line up with a round one. But we got it in the end, like I always do. And this is the footage I kept. You see this, how many times I redid this. I wasn't happy and used the undo key to go back and retry. But this is the one we went with. Oh, and here is the debut of my new little VTuber I made. This is the little cat Noctis that we use. The little black kitty with his little hard hat. He's a little cute boy, isn't he? I switch to him every now and then when chat requests it. Although pretty soon you won't see much of the cat or my picture in the bottom corner anymore in these videos, as I finally got around to getting some proper recording software and can record the game footage without the stream footage on top of it. And the first one we are building now is the Komodo Dragons. We have a little back path here so that guests can come in from the cave and caves and meet up with the Lizard Lounge. course, we come in with rock work and finish up the little detailing before we move on with the vegetation. You'll see me repeat that process a couple more times in this video since I'll be doing 2 more exhibits after this one. So I won't repeatedly just talk about how I'm doing rock work and then doing vegetation afterwards. I'm sure you guys can figure it out from there. But the rock work is always important, especially here in the swamp, where I am usually using most of these mossy rocks just to make everything feel like it's wet and just overgrown with moss. Also, fun fact, the only waterfall I have in this entire area is in this one exhibit. I went into waterfall withdrawal afterwards because I love playing waterfalls, and in the swamp there's not a lot of room for waterfalls, as it's more just still water sitting in the swamp, or at least very slow moving water. Oh wait, I should probably amend that statement. There is one other waterfall in the middle of the snake building area, but it's not really in an habitat, so I guess I don't really count that. I was really disappointed with the Komodo Dragons. I had a lot of cool ideas to have their feeders up on these rocks and have the Komodos crawl up and play on them. But once I added the Komodo Dragons to the habitat, they just wouldn't get up on those rocks. And right here you can see me starting to remove everything as their pathing just wouldn't allow for it. So it was really disappointing. So I had to make their exhibit a little more boring than I originally wanted. Now it comes time to really pretty up the whole exhibit. We're going to cover it with flowers and plants and make it look absolutely livable for these cute little Komodos. Oh yeah, are they cute? You know, they're kind of like lizard doggos. Although I wouldn't want to pet one. Probably wouldn't want to go anywhere near one, to be honest. I like looking at them from this side of the glass. Alright, now it comes time to start copying the sleeping area and getting ready to build our next exhibit. I believe this is going to be for our Nile monitors, and then the last one will be for the Asian water monitors. As you can probably tell from the rapid movements and constant adjusting this thing, it did take me quite a while to get this to fit perfectly. Who knew that getting squares to fit into circles was hard? You'd think I would have learned something from all those little kid things I played as an infant, where you had to fit the shapes together. But you know what? Sometimes I'm an idiot, and it takes me a while to learn. And following the same progress we did for the Komodo Dragons, we come over here and start working on their exhibit. Starting with the outside wall, and then we come in and add rocks and plants and do all that fun stuff. And in this little bit of a pause, I want to thank you guys all for watching. A lot of you have been leaving nice comments on my channel, and I appreciate that. And also those of you who joined me over on Twitch or subscribed to me over on Twitch. I really appreciate you guys, and I want to give you a little shout out in this video. And on that note, anyone who does end up following me over on Twitch, I will put your name in the zoo on some of my little boards I have spread out in all the different zones. And anyone who subscribes usually can get their name up on one of the statues somewhere around the park with a quote of their choosing. And while I have you guys here in this more slower part, let's just continue on with some channel updates. This zoo is starting to become pretty large, alright, maybe just not just pretty large, but really large, and my poor computer may not be able to handle it much longer. But I'll keep going until I can't load the file anymore, and then once we do that, I'll move on to some other zoo projects. I have some cool ideas going up that we've already started building on Twitch, so you can come over and check out and see what my new ideas for the future for Planet Zoo is. I gotta say, these driftwood pieces are like the unsung hero of this whole area. I use them so much for little details all over, and I absolutely love them. I can't believe I've never used them before in any of my builds, but that's going to change going forward, I think. Time to make this exhibit pop with life again now too. Let's add in all the plants and make it green. Also, I apologize that there are little gaps in the footage during this build, as I'm not too sure what happened to the recording, but it cut out a few spots, so you might notice a few parts in these next two exhibits where rocks or plants just pop out of nowhere and you don't get to see me actually place them. The same thing happened for a little bit of the interior of the Lizard Lounge, where you see me place the small exhibits. Or should I say, you don't see me place them. Again, the footage is cut out, and these things happen, unfortunately, in the recording world. I always love just how beautiful an exhibit comes together once you add all the green to it. Especially for the swamp. There's a lot of green in the swamp. Like a lot. And around here is where I lost a little bit of footage of me building the interior of this area. So unfortunately you can't see me building the center little statue I made and the interior exhibits, but you will see them in the final flyby. My apologies. But the silver lining to that is that you don't have to see me fiddling around with the pathing and losing my mind with that. That seems to happen in all my videos. And now it's time to finally finish this area and build the last exhibit for the Asian monitor lizards. Geez, my brain kind of just shut off there for a moment and I forgot what was the last animal. You know, normally I would probably just cut that out, but I'm going to leave it. It's Friday afternoon and I don't want to do too long for this recording. So have fun listening to me ramble. I won't ramble too much about the building. You guys have seen all before already in this video. Standard thing, make the outside, build some rocks, get some water in there, add some trees. Make it all look pretty. And to make things a little bit easier, I am just going to copy and paste the viewing area, so you guys can just walk over here and take a look at them. Always handy when you're trying to get a theme going, just to copy paste buildings you've already done. It helps save on time and makes everything look a little bit more uniform. Originally this backside was just going to be for staff to get there, but I decided to add in a little getaway retreat for guests who want to get away from the hustle and bustle of the crowds. And they just come around at the back end and have a nice time with the lizards. Now normally I like to block off all my areas from other areas so they're all their own little built-in biomes. Right here I'm leaving this open space right in the wall where I would normally put a mountain, and that is going to be our future butterfly garden. We'll have a glass wall there later, and guests can just, from the butterfly garden, look into this exhibit. And there, another exhibit brought to life with the power of the green. Ah, I love it. Always the best part of the build. And now that we're reaching the end of the video, I want to again thank everyone for watching this far. If you haven't, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTubery things. And also feel free to come over and check me out on Twitch where I play Planet Zoo and other games like it where we like to have a nice chill time. Or join my Discord if you want updates of when I am streaming. All links down below. Feel free to check them out. And the next video coming out after this will be our American alligators, followed shortly by the gharials, and then the saltwater crocodiles. Oh yes, and of course, our amphibian cave and our snake area as well. Lots of videos coming out for the swamp zone coming soon. But I will leave you with that, with one final flyby of the area. So thank you for watching, builders, and I will talk to you later. See ya!